Hey, everybody. It's me, Teri Hunter, and I'm here on Wednesday, and it's almost 4 o'clock, and I have an hour to do some live readings for you. So hopefully, you'll get these notifications and you'll be able to join me. I was on a bit of a roll coming in every Wednesday and doing these, but unfortunately, I've had some challenges with my home and construction, etc., etc. And things are just kind of kooky for me. So this is the first time I've felt on track for a while. I don't know if you can tell, but the wall has been texturized. Somebody's in the room. Say hi, please, whoever you might be. Join me. You can ask your own personal question. Level Plane Productions. Hi, nice to meet you. Welcome to my channel. The room should start to fill in a little bit. Not everyone was sure if I was going to show up to go live today. Do you have a reading? Do you have a question for the tarot that you'd like to ask, Level? I tend to cut people's names down to one word for myself. There's a lot going on astrologically that could be making people feel a little bit unsure about the future, about the present. I personally have Chiron sitting on my ascendant, which is interesting. I have Saturn squaring my Saturn. I have Chiron opposing my Sun. So there's a lot about the Chiron energy that's coming up for me. And this is really a transformational energy where you go into a mastery. Chiron was an initiator. He initiated healers of all kinds, warriors even. So I'm here, levels is good. Thank you. Moving soon, forced to move. Okay. Hold on real quick. What I'm going to do, real quick, let me answer this. Okay, so what I'm going to do, Level, is I'm going to ask, asking about the future is kind of a little bit broad. So if you are moving soon, forced to move, do you want to ask about your new location and how that might affect you or how that'll work out? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle and I'm going to cut the deck into 3 piles. And I want you to tell me whether you want pile 1, 2, or 3. I think what I'm going to ask on your behalf is what Spirit wants you to know about this move. It's interesting, the whole forced idea, because, I believe we are co-creators. And when we go through a disruption, I often believe it's a divine disruption. And Chiron will bring on disruptions and things that we'll revisit in ways our soul will revisit to give us opportunities to make new choices. So let's see what Spirit might have to say about your move and what they would like you to know about that. Pick pile 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to cut the deck now. One, 2, or 3. Two. Okay, terrific. I'm going to do a 4-card spread. The first card is the 2 of Swords. All right, Level. It's interesting that I just want to call you Level because this is about making a decision, right? Taking aim at something, going to literally, there's a very forceful energy, but if you're looking carefully, you don't have to look too carefully. Her eyes are blindfolded. Kind of reminds me of that cartoon, the animated movie Brave, where she gets to make her decisions about what she wants for her life. Now we have in the obstacle or the opportunity is worry. The Queen of Swords is in the Angel's advice, and the final is the Knight of Pentacles. So what Spirit is showing me, level, is that the decision is not about where to move. It's more about how you want to feel in the future, going to the beat of your own drummer. This there's fire behind this Two of Swords. In most decks, it depicts a woman who is having trouble making a decision. Two very large swords seem almost overwhelming. They go right out of the card. Here, you don't get that same feeling. You get this feeling as if this character knows, evidenced by the sword pocketed, that she's got resources, and now it's taking aim at what you want. The first thing I got was to focus on moving where you want to go. And I'll tell you why I say that. Worry is a form of prayer that doesn't serve you. It blocks you. And here is the Libra energy I was just talking about, but it's in the form of the Queen. So we're looking at something that's like Libra energy. We're looking at going to the beat of your own drummer. They just told me there's many things about wherever you were living that were not to your liking, or were out of balance, or were needed repair, because now we see the Knight of Pentacles. And in this deck, he clearly has a map. And I almost feel like you know where you want to go. You just don't think you have the resources to get there. And that's where Spirit might be saying to you to take after your name and just look at it almost like it's level for you to make the decision that you want, so that you can literally take a plane and fly into the next production of your life. This is interesting to me because it almost feels as if you know where to go. You just don't know if you can sustain it, or you don't know if you can afford it, or you don't know if you can, like, you could probably get there, but maybe it would pinch your budget. I'm going to do just one more card. Oh, we got the Moon, but we got this one upside down, because the Moon is the Piscean energy. And, this is sort of going back and forth a little bit. There's a fog, there's an indecision. We're looking at the North Node in Pisces right now, and we just have a ton of activity. Mercury was there, Venus was there. Now we have Saturn and Neptune making a conjunction, and that's going to go on quite a bit for the rest of the year. This Moon is upside down, so it's not at its strongest energy. So this again kind of tells me that you, on a soul level, know what you want. You're just not sure that you can sustain it. And this is that Saturn-Neptune conjunction is calling forth a connection to Spirit. So the laws of attraction, the law of compensation. I also heard that, you work hard, but I don't know if you're making the kind of money that you want, or that you're asking for the kind of money that your skill set should command. Does anybody else? I see, but there's some money coming up. There's the beginning of something manifesting. I'm going to tell you, I moved into my apartment in 2003, overlooking the ocean. And when I walked in here to view it, I didn't think I could afford it, because I was in very, very precarious situation financially. And I said out loud, I can't afford this place. And Spirit said in my ear, you can't afford not to take it. So I would go this way, level. I'd start to look for a new place where I want to live, not where I think I can afford. And it's going to start to bring your game up. All right, I see there's 6 people in the room, but only level is interacting. Who wants to come on in and say hi? Who wants a reading? I'm only going to be here for an hour, so speak up, people. I only have an hour. I'm getting a little, I've been going through my own stuff, got to focus. Oh, now this is going to get me, because the X and the P, I'm not sure how to do, but I think the rest is esteem. So could this be pristine, pristine somehow? I don't know. This is all new people in the room. None of my regulars are here. I think they got used to me and my drama. Didn't think I was going to show up today. Oh, fabulous. Do you have a question that you want to ask the tarot today? And if you could ask, something that is not too broad, because that way, since I don't know you and you're on one end just receiving the information, it might be even a little bit more impactful, maybe. So anybody like to ask a question? Nervous in general, alone, single, and going to be forced into a place where I will have to basically do it alone, bills and all. And in my mind, it's like It will either be freeing or drive me crazy. Well, Level, you found a woman who lives alone, has taken care of herself for well over 50 years. And while I didn't think I could take care of myself, I didn't think I could make a living reading the tarot and doing astrology. As I told Spirit, that's where my heart was. And as I stepped into the opportunities, Spirit started to bring more and more people who resonated with what I want. I think it's important for you. Hi, Outer Spice. Good to see a familiar face in the room. I really think that this is about starting to focus in on what you want to experience versus the trauma that you've experienced. It sounds like you're going through a divorce of some kind. And that would be a very Pluto's, doing its thing there, as is Saturn in many ways, bringing up things that are, historically been problematic. And now, they're not really aligned to our futures. So, I would offer this because I also don't know why, for some reason, I'm getting that earth energy with you. Maybe part of it too is, as you're looking for something, you're looking in an area or on a piece of land. When I found my place, it was very important, the area that I lived in, and I didn't realize how important it was because I thought it was just something I liked. I want to be by the ocean. It's just a preference. And yet, after years and years of doing this work, I understand how powerful the ocean is for cleansing me and my home. So I think that there's a bigger picture here. Okay, I'm going to stop with Level because I could talk forever. Divorcing my mom and my parents. Well, there you go. That can be done as well. And you know what? I'm in California too, honey. And I know that it doesn't feel affordable right now. I don't know where you are in California. I'm in Southern California. But and I'm assuming you're over 18. I didn't even think to ask, but even your name says that you're ahead of the game. So just try to trust and follow your heart a little bit. It's fun to live on your own. It's freeing. You can get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and turn on the lights. Nobody's going to tell you to be quiet. Hi, may I know what are Benita Bala? Okay, is it Cheyenne's feelings? All right, let's go. I'm gonna do Benita. I'm gonna do you next. Sean. Okay, I'm gonna do Expina first, or Expine. I want to say pristine, pristine for some reason. How's the apartment going with the renovations? Oh, you know me? Do you know me? You know what's going on? Because it's very challenging right now. But anyway, let's have you pick pile 1, 2, or 3. Hi, Amy. You are a little bit, but not much. I'm only going to be here for an hour today. Tell me whether to pick pile 1, 2, or 3, my dear. And we'll look. I want to offer this because I live in a very wealthy area as well, and yet Spirit has. I've done it quite a few times, and I think that Earth energy in my chart supports it. Pile 2, got it. Because I think it's important to put focus on what it is that you want. I think it's important to put focus in on not what you're scared of, but what you're willing to be brave about. Okay. Because when you're brave about something, the universe will actually see, because this is the thing. The focus of worry creates more things that you see to worry about. Those things could have been there all along, but you may not have noticed them. When you focus in on the future and you focus in on the opportunities, Spirit starts to bring alignments that way as well. So I'm going to go to pile 2, and we're looking at how your move is going to go. How's the apartment going? Okay. Or how is your move going to go? Our first is the Page of Wands. The second is the 5 of Pentacles, the 4 of Cups, and then the 6 of Wands. Very interesting. Um, when I look at this X, I'm just going to call you X right now. The Page of Wands is an inspired idea of some kind. And then the Five of Pentacles is a card where God is trying to knock on your door and offer you an opportunity, but you miss it. You're so entrenched in what, and this is double down by the four. Let me start here. Here's this Page of Wands. This is a message. It's a message of inspiration. And in this deck, it's interesting because there's something that has to be cut through. We see the axe, we see the chopping block. Something has to be cut through. Now, I think what has to be cut through is your worry and your trepidation, because the angels are offering you something, but you can't see it because the only thing you're focused in on is adulting. And honestly, the price we pay for adulting is, initially a little scary, but at the same time, I've been adulting a long ass time, but the benefits are way beyond, because there is something, but there's a victory here for you. But it's interesting to me because it's reversed. So Spirit is trying to give you I asked them in my head about a roommate, and I'm not sure how old you are. I don't know if you want a roommate, but there's that possibility. But there's something kind of better on the horizon for you than you can see right now with your trepidation. And I want to offer this too. They're also telling me that when it comes to your career, or what it is you're choosing to do to make money, to make sure that every job you take does one of two things. Either you meet people that will move your story forward, or you make money in an avenue that you want to be in. So if you want to, be a hairdresser someday, then you work in a salon and you meet people who are hairdressers. If you want to, and then they want you to work in the lane of where you want to build your abundance. That's what I'm being told. So, all right, I'm going to go on to Benita, and I'm going to look. She's asking about Sean having feelings for her. Well, let me start with Benita and then I'll go to Amy. But with Saturn going on right now next to Neptune, everybody's repeating an old pattern. Everybody. Even babies are repeating old patterns as they come into this world. All right, Miss Benita, I need to know pile 1, 2, or 3, and think about your friend Sean and if he has romantic feelings for you. All right, here we go. The Hanged Man, there's interesting. The High Priestess, the Devil, and Temperance. You got 4 major arcana cards. This is a very interesting. I would have to say the Hanged Man is a pause for an illumination of some kind. And let me just do a clarification on Temperance. It's interesting to me because when I look at this, Benita, there's an attraction, but there's also a fear of some kind. And I don't know that this person is quiet or shy, but you may be very different than them, or that you may have different beliefs. You may, here you are listening to a tarot YouTube on a Wednesday afternoon, because the Hanged Man is a pause for some kind of illumination. Now, there's also family friend situation. There is fear. I am shy. He's the extrovert. Okay, because there's some mix. There's something going on. Okay, because there's also with this Hanged Man, we see the C's behind the character, and this looks like a yoga pose, but it also feels like things have to turn upside down on some level. Now here's the High Priestess, and here is this fear card. So there is something that if this is you that has the fear, you're the more quiet one, he may have feelings for you, but I don't know that he would be the right guy for you. And I say that because of the balance. you would need somebody who complements you and balances you. And here is uh, the Queen of Swords, which to me very much is going to the beat of your own drum and feeling a sense of power, balance, and self empowerment. So this is what I have to say about him. I think that one, if I didn't know better, okay, if it was the other way around, I would say that you were more outgoing and he was shy. But since I flipped it, I feel like if you're shy, oh, you're the Gemini and he's a Cappy. That's interesting because this is where I'm going. One or the other has trepidation, and maybe it is you about the other being more than they're used to, like somebody who's more social than you're used to, more into their family than you're used to, whatever their habits of interaction with other people. I'm not sure it's aligned, because when I look at this between the devil card and the high priestess, somebody has an inner knowing that potentially we don't really think alike. We don't really have the same way of doing things. Well, regardless of the family right now, within the two individuals, and I really, again, you're asking the question. This is a lot of major arcana cards indicating something super um, powerful. And the idea of Gemini sun and Cappy sun, which is, Gemini is very curious and moves and is very social, and Capricorn is can be very social, but it's also the builder, and it's also more stoic and more, the devil card represents the Capricorn energy. And so I just think there's something about the two of you that might roll a little bit differently regardless of what the family, and maybe the family would say something because you don't really operate the same way. It's like one person is a day per it's Paula Abdul's opposites attract. Dun 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 dun. Whatever, I can't remember how it goes, but he's a night owl, you're a day person. Somehow there's there's opposites. Okay, Amy, let's get this. Are you in a current? Okay, so let's talk about current cycles, everybody, because with Neptune and Saturn making a conjunction in Aries, the sign of self, regardless of where this is in your chart, there's going to be layers of and polarization on some level, because Saturn can be very restricting. Neptune can be very erosive. At the same time, Saturn is very much, to me, the co-ruler of Aquarius. So there's a building to the future. There is this Neptunian connection to spirit, and then in the sign of self. Okay, it's in the sign of redefining the self. I very much think it's a peaceful warrior energy. So let's see. I think that this is what I want to offer about the cycles, because I myself have, a lot of really interesting transits, and I feel like they never stop. First, there was the Pluto squares, and they went away, and now there's the Chiron on my ascendant opposing my sun, will be opposing my Mars soon, and then Pluto will be squaring my Neptune soon. It's like la 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 la. So this is where I'm going with this. I call it forth because I'm willing to make new choices. I'm willing to wrestle my old habits down. And sometimes I have to. Hi, Road Trip and Drifter. I can't believe how many new people are in the room today. I mean, it only looks like 3 people are here, but there's only, 2 people that are familiar. Pile 3, got it going right now. And here we are, pile 3. Let's see. Well, there you go. There's Saturn upside down, the world. Okay, so absolutely, you are going through something where spirit is asking you to surrender, and potentially you may not be. Thank you so much, Road Trip and Drifter. I like that name. That's very Sagittarian. Now we have the 9 of Wands, which is an interesting energy of, sort of living with the wound and knowing that, overguarding yourself. You've been through the wars. You know how to take care of yourself, Amy. You know how to recognize a deeper truth within yourself. In the Angel's Advice, we have celebration. In this particular deck, it's all females. So this is celebration of the female energy, which is not about a woman or a man. It's about the receptive energy, the intuitive energy. And in the final position, we have the 4 of Pentacles. Mm. This is an interesting energy because we just looked at the Four of Wands. The Four of Pentacles traditionally is where you're holding yourself too tight. So if indeed the cycle is something that's old, it's trusting the awarenesses that you have gained over the years. And it's about trusting a little bit more the give and take of spirit, putting a directive out. Let's say this is about a relationship, an intimate relationship, because it's not indicating whether it's work or an intimate relationship. It's indicating an attitude right now. It's indicating the Saturnian energy of the world, which is normally a reward because the Fool has been through the whole major arcana and now the Fool can rest. But because it's inverted, there are some Saturnian things, potentially fears, potentially old history, potentially outside sources that feel repressive. But you've done this. And on some level, you have created a house that is strong enough for you not to have to be nervous on guard. Meaning, it's always difficult when it comes to love, right? Because our feelings, get so they're very Piscean, they get very blurry. But the thing here too that's interesting about the maidens is we see the red dress, the orange dress, the yellow green dress, and then the blue dress, and it all feels like chakras to me, like various chakras celebrating the red dress, coming out of this reactionary phase, getting connected with my orange sacral chakra, coming into my heart chakra, which is the dress is very kind of limey, so it's marrying the power center and the heart chakra. And then the blue is indicating the speaking. So now it's time to speak of that which you want to celebrate versus that which you guard yourself from. And to pay attention to where you're holding things too tight. And sometimes rationality and practicality are a way of holding on to fears too tightly. Okay, that's what I got for you. Who is next? Okay, Road Tripper, did you write a question? I have some fruit here. I haven't eaten today. I don't know what my story is. The day gets by me. Okay. Benita, she's leaving no evidence of her question. So fun. Just in case he happens to look at this. All right. Did anybody else ask a question? You're welcome, Amy. Yeah, a bunch of new people. Outer Spice, are you still here? Do you want to ask a question? Oh, Naz, you had a question. That's right. I'm sorry. I missed you. Okay. What are Rajab's current feelings for me, please? And thank you. Okay. Pile 1, 2, or 3, Rajab's current feelings for Naz. Rajab's current feelings for Naz. Naz. I hope I'm saying all that right. Number 2. Okay. It's interesting because I get confusion as I keep hearing I don't know if it's Rajab, I'm assuming is a man. It feels like confusion. What is that about? Let's see. You said pile 2. Here we go. Pile 2. The Empress. That's beautiful. The 5 of Wands. Interesting. The 2 of Wands. And the Wheel of Fortune. Now, this is interesting because this is the goddess Venus. This is a gestation period. This is a partnership card. This is a wonderful energy. So there is something going on between you, but I think that there may be a little bit of competition or maybe power struggles because we're looking at the 5 of Wands and the opportunity or the obstacle. And there may be power struggles about how you want to move forward in the future. Okay. And I think from the way this plays out, Naz, is that Rajab is not exactly quite ready to move forward. We have the Wheel of Fortune here. Let me see where the wheel is turning. It's turning to the 5 of Swords. I want to offer it this way because the 5 of Swords is inverted, but that's not an easy energy. If you are pushing this person to make a commitment or to change something about themselves, their status. I want to, get married. I want to move in together. I want to have a baby. I want to be in a relationship. I think you should slow your roll with this man, because if you push too hard, he's going to go away. The Five of Swords is not an easy energy, even upside down. So if indeed and I don't know, maybe you're pregnant and he's mad about that, but that would be weird. I mean, I would hope that would not be it. But whatever it is, I would tell you that you're in a gestation period with this person, and not to push them too hard to move where you want to as far as a relationship goes. If for some reason you're in childbearing years and you're fearful that your time is running out, that's not true. Okay, so please relax. And if your names indicate your ethnicities, you come from cultures that have been having babies forever and a day, and don't worry about your age. Okay, not so easy. All right, I'm going on to, somebody asked me a question. Oh, road tripper, is a job coming in for me, please? Okay. Road tripper, you're not Mr. Woo knows, are you? You guys out there can change your handles, and I'm the only person who's just sitting out here being me. All right, here we go. On to road tripper, drifter. That almost seems like it would be Mr. Woo knows, because then it's like Mr. Woo drove all over the place talking to me on the phone. All right, is a job coming in for me, please? What pile would you like? 1, 2, or 3? 3, got it. I don't think that really flew out, to be honest with you. That felt more like a drop. All right, let's look. All right, here we go. The Lovers is upside down, reversed. The Page of Pentacles is upside down. The 8 of Wands is upright, and the 6 of Swords is upright. I want to say this for road tripper. The Lovers card is about choice. And, we choose a lover, we choose a trajectory of our life. I think as I was shuffling the cards, that I felt like potentially that you are looking for jobs based on money and quote unquote security. And I think that if you went a little bit more into your dream world, you would get, how can I explain this? Okay, I'm an old woman now. That seems fairly obvious. But when I was in my 20s, there was no job that I liked. I did not like real estate. I got my real estate license. I did not like working in banking. And so I decided to go get a job in Hollywood. Okay. I had no friends in Hollywood. I didn't know anyone, but I just started poking my nose around, because what's going on here is you're making choices that aren't serving your actual happiness and the dreams of your life, how you want to make money. And when you turn this card right side up instead of upside down, it's got to be the end of you being too practical or too worried about money, because this is offering a smoother road ahead. But part of it is, look at this guy's face. There's almost a sense of satisfaction on his face. So I feel like if you've been making choices about your future based on what seems practical and logical, it's going to be a little bit hairy. And the other reason I say that is because we're also going to go through a huge technological swoosh. And, Jupiter is going to move into Cancer for a year, which is going to be very fortuitous, but more so Uranus is going to move into Gemini. Then Neptune is obviously moved into Aries. Pluto's retrograde now in Aquarius. Uranus will move in, dip its toe into Gemini, dip out, come back in. It's setting up whole new technologies and things. So people who love gaming and have been sitting in their room and their parents thought they were just wasting their brains are going to end up finding great jobs in those industries. And I'm not saying you should never get outside. I'm just saying that more people will be getting jobs based on the things that they enjoy and parlaying that. It's all good because I lost everything when I got laid off. All my security was taken and I'm having to start all over in my mid 40s. Road tripper, I started over in my mid 40s. In my mid 40s, I lost every single thing I own in a move back from North Carolina to California. I was 43 years old. And that's when I got so pissed off. I told Spirit, I want to live in Laguna Beach. I want to do this work full time. And I've worked for myself going on 11 years. And I've been in my apartment for 22 this year. So this is a really wonderful time to really claim what it is you want and then to start to move your story that direction. I'll tell you that you will be successful because this is going to be the polarization. The people that sit in that vibration and say to Spirit, if I'm meant to do what my soul yearns to do, then I want you to show me the financial security because I'm in this human apparatus. And that's what I told Spirit. And they inspired me, Road Tripper, to work in a bookstore, to start to host, informational gatherings so people could know what I do. It was 3 years of that before I launched Teri. In fact, I didn't really launch Teri until I was over 50. And I also want to say that Louise Hay started Hay House Publishing back in the 80s when all this stuff was crazy woo-woo nut stuff. And she was over 60 years old when she started that. And she became a worldwide phenomenon and an international publisher. So keep your eye on the big prize. I know it's not easy right now because the muggles are all shaken. We're all shaken in our boots, but we're not muggles. We're magical. We just have to focus and then connect here with our heart. Okay. Somebody asked me, keep to self. Well, that sounds quiet. You have a question? How nice of you to respectfully ask. Well, you know what, Outer Spice, if you think you don't know what to do, go back to when you're a little kid. That will tell you for sure what you love to do the most. When I was a little kid, it was very popular to want to be a mommy when you grew up and to play with dolls. I didn't want to do that. I laid on the grass and I stared up at the trees and into the clouds and I swore God was talking to me. Okay, keep to yourself. I think you're next. So why don't you ask your question and tell me whether you want to pull card 1 or pile 1, 2, or 3. I'm only going to be here for an hour. If you happen to donate, you will go to the top of the class and get to ask your question first. Archaea, I would say absolutely. It's all, I don't know what your chart looks like, but the music and the writing right now will be very much supported. Jupiter, nobody thinks about this, but Jupiter co-rules Pisces, which rules music. What are these people all asking about their boyfriend's feelings for them? Pile 2. Okay. What is Kareem's feelings about me? Pile 2. Let's see. Thank you, Lisa. That's a pretty name. All right. Let's see. Pile 2. Here we go. Keep to self. The first card is the Lover's card. Then we have the 6 of Wands, the 3 of Cups, and the Empress. Interesting. This is pretty much very favorable. The Lover's card, as you can see, is upright, making a choice. Now we have this interesting energy of victory. And the 3 of, in the Angel's advice is this 3 of Cups, and it's upside down. And when I look at it, I almost feel as if I don't know. Maybe you guys are trying to have a baby. I don't know. Or you're trying to move your story forward because we have the Empress upside down. And I want to offer this because if indeed there's any sort of challenges with you, it's a temporary right now. If he's irritated with you, he might be focused on money. That's Venus as well, Empress as well. Um, and when I look at that Three of Cups, the only thing that I might think that, because there was a little feeling, honestly, that you were irritating him, but not in a way like you were asking him questions. And that could be very Geminian, like, well, what's going to happen here? And what are we going to do there? And what are we going to do there? And I think if there's, because this is not really actually very irritating or very negative at all, but the Three of Cups is a lack of celebration, and the Empress is a lack of feeling abundance. So right now he may be stressed about work a little bit. I'm going to pull just one more real quick. The Ace of Cups, everything's going to go back to being fine. There's the Ace of Cups. This is a love energy. So if he's being a little distant, it's probably because he's got other stuff on his mind. Okay, next person who asked, I'm going to go to Lisa because she donated, and then I'm going to go to Arkia. Arika. I'm not sure how I should say that. All right, so I want to know how my love life looks for me. I am talking to a guy named Lem. How does it look for us? All right, let's see. Oh, it's Erica. Oh God, that's too easy. Oh, you're currently separated. Well, I want to tell you, be gentle with him because you may get back together. That did not look like a separation. It looked like a little bit of a bump in the road. So that's very interesting. Oh, the Lover's card. It didn't come up as the third party though. Well, I'll tell you, I'd have to look at that one in a little more detail, sweetheart, honestly. But it was not negative. So you either pulled a really great spread because you picked the pile. I did get the annoyance with you. I don't know what the questions you're asking, but I did not get anger. I did not get inflamed. All right, let me focus on Lisa. All right, she's talking to Lem. Lem. How does it look for them? Lem and them? That's kind of funny. Lisa and Lem, how does it look for them? I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Here we go. Lisa and Lem. Did we say a pile already? Did we say a pile? I didn't see it. If you did, tell me again because Lisa and Lem, how do we like them? I had a lot of people looking for love in all the right places. Okay, here we go. I'm looking for Lisa's number, what pile she wants. What pile, sweetheart? Pile 1. Got it. Thank you, Mystic Road. All right. In the first position, we have the Judgment card. Very interesting. Then we have the Queen of Cups, both inverted. The King of Wands and the Ten of Cups. Very interesting. I know. I think it's very interesting as well. All these, I've never get so many, and so many new people too. Lisa, it's very interesting to me because I think what will happen is you're going to have to really find out if you and he are on the same page. And I'll tell you why. The Judgment card is not negative. In fact, with its being upside down, it actually is much more positive. It's a Plutonian energy, so there's going to be some sort of judgment as to whether or not moving forward. The Queen of Cups being inverted is interesting because I want to know, you're ready for a relationship. And the King of Wands traditionally can be thought of as someone who's not ready for a relationship, but he is inverted. Now we just need to know if you both want to have a family, because again, we have this inverted. The whole spread came up inverted. And so what that means is the energies are not completely at their fullest. So the judgment card would be that dating process. I think we want to make sure that he is aligned to what you want and ready to move forward with, the markers you want to do. If you don't want to get married and have kids, you're probably in a good place. I don't know, again, what chapter of life you're in, but that 10 of Cups is a very happy card. And even when it's inverted, that just makes me think that you just need to have some of the bigger, don't worry about his old girlfriend, worry about what he wants in his future. And there's the Fool card, which is interesting, but everything's coming up inverted for you. So I'm going to offer you this, Lisa, because you may just entertain this person anyway, even if for some reason your futures aren't completely aligned right now. But I want to offer this. If you do this, try not to hold his feet to the fire. As far as, when you give your heart to somebody, you think you can change them. You can't change things and you can't push the timing. So if you think you can love him beyond what he's ready for in the way of stages, I don't think that's going to happen. And I don't think he's ready for a family. So if you're in your 20s, enjoy yourself. If you're in your 40s and 50s and you're dating, enjoy yourself. If you're in childbearing years and you want to have a family, then just move on and pick somebody who wants to have a family too. I mean, I think it's important to ask the big questions. Oftentimes we're afraid to. All right, Mystic Road just jumped out. Okay, will Doug ever reach out to me again? He blocked you. Okay, let's look. Now, Mystic, I'm going to need you to give me a pile 1, 2, or 3. I think because he's not ready for what you're ready for. So I don't think he's a bad person. I just think that, when I was in my 30s, I was never ready either. Audacity Theater, my darling, you're here. It's so good to see you. You made it. Okay, so I'm on Mystic Road. Doug. Will Doug extend the olive branch? Did you tell me what pile you want, Mystic Road? I didn't see that. If you told me, okay, number 2. I get an exhaustion from Doug. I got to tell you. Like I don't know how dramatic your relationship was, but it feels a little drama, to be honest, or at least parts of it were. And I feel like he's a little worn out. So here we go. Let's see. There's the Lover's card. Interesting. There's the 6 of Wands. There's the 3 of Cups. And there's the Empress again. Are you asking, is this the same person asking the same question? That's exactly the same reading. That's so weird. Only difference is the 6 of Wands is straight up now. I want to tell you this. Your friends. Oh my God, that's so weird because you literally got the same thing. But I got to tell you, with the Empress upside down and the 3 of Cups, I kind of think he might have moved on. I don't know if or if he hasn't moved on literally with somebody else. He's willing to move on. The Lover's card here is clearly a choice card. It's what you're asking. He wants to be very happy in his relationship. He wants an easy relationship, something that's inspired. And this energy is actually, he's married. Oh, I don't think he's coming back then. Because this is celebration. It's also wisdom. The Empress is upside down. That's a little bit challenging. And then this makes me feel like he's hitting the road. So if he was flirting with you, or if he was contemplating crossing a line that he wasn't, or if he crossed the line, he's staying where he is. Yeah. So no, I don't think he's going to unblock you. I'm sorry. Okay. He's staying with his wife. You know, it's interesting when I go into this because I feel like he flirted with you, but I think he just got out of hand. Did I miss somebody? Oh, what's coming to Ortega 18? Let me look there. Did I miss anybody? Audacity, did you have a question? Oh, here it is, Erica. I'm sorry, I almost forgot about you. Let me look at Erica. I'm sorry. Once people start donating, I focus on the donations. Erica, okay, here we go. I really like when I see the music writing, I really like the way it feels energetically for me. So will you give me 1, 2, or 3? Thank you, Audacity. Pile 1. All right, here we go. Do you play guitar, Erica? I see my fingers moving and I don't know if I'm playing the piano or a guitar. I'm sure you move fingers with lots of instruments, but that's the two that are coming to mind. You're a music producer. Okay. So you're producing somebody else? Do they play guitar? Okay, Audacity, that would be awesome. Because I write spoke rap. Okay. Maybe that's why. You are an artist. Okay. But you don't play guitar. Do you play piano? Or a keyboard of some kind? I don't know why I'm seeing like this. Pile 1, 2, or 3, Erica? Oh, pile 1. Got it. See it. Here we go. Then I think you might collaborate with somebody who plays guitar or piano on something. I don't know why, and it might be a great collaboration, and it might be only a one-time thing. Maybe that's the music producer thing. All right, the first card is the Lover's card. Oh my God, that's 3 in a row. That's crazy. There's the Justice card, there's the Ace of Wands, and there's the 7 of Swords. Absolutely, you should make a choice to go on your own. But this is what I want to say. So many Lovers cards. I know. Well, this is where the Lovers card is really about choice. And in this deck, it's about being loving and gentle and remembering. But here, I think this is about choice for our Erica, because here is this Libra energy, right, of justice. And here's this passionate and inspired creative Ace of Wands. I feel like the Justice card really isn't about justice or balance. It's representing that Libra energy, which is Venusian. Now I have this 7 of Swords, which tells me you're a little afraid of stepping out. And I don't know, maybe that's the artist in you, maybe the music producer is a little bit more less scary. But I think that being an artist, and I think you're going to evolve. And if indeed you are rapping, then there's something about using, maybe you're doing, when I think of a collaboration, you often think I'm collaborating with someone else. But back a few years ago, don't ask me now because I'm so old, I don't remember when, but there were all these new artists who were taking old songs, and they were incorporating them into rap. And they were like, it was really cool. I can hear it in my head. I just, I'm not going to sing for y'all. I don't know why this is coming across this. I'm going to pull one more. There's that 5 of Wands. I want you, this is what I think Spirit is saying for Erica, to trust your talent, to allow yourself to birth something, even if it seems weird. I can make all my own tracks within the computer. So I have all okay. This is the new age. Okay. See, back in the olden days, you had to actually play the guitar and actually play the piano. Now, yeah. So this is like, okay. Because what I just heard Spirit say is that you worry too much about everybody else and the competition and what everybody else is doing. And I feel like, forget it. Don't worry about the competition. Do your own thing and yes, fear. And I think you should also do it on TikTok. Like you should start producing some stuff on TikTok or one of the, not this platform, something more fresh with younger people. I was on TikTok for a while, and there's a very young gal. I think she's in her 20s, and she loves vintage music, and she loves the Carpenters. She sounds just like Karen Carpenter, and she sings beautifully on TikTok, has quite a following. So I'd go there if I were, you. But that's what I think they're saying, is that it's time to step into your creativity and to be brave. So, yep, there you go. All right, somebody else wanted a question here. Let me roll back. There's so many things going on in the stars right now. History is repeating itself. And what's the most important thing to people? Love. And the only reason they want money is because it provides security. Maybe there are people who actually love making money, but most people just want the money to, compiling money up, but most people want it because of what it affords them. So I do believe, and with the idea of, I think of the Pisces energy with Mercury retrograde and Venus going through Pisces for the last couple months and then retrograding, it would bring up a lot of stuff. And then with Saturn sitting in Aries with Neptune, it's going to bring up old history and relationships so that you can revisit how your like the revisit is making the choice that's the high vibrational choice, the more authentic choice, the more loving choice, not for the other person, for yourself. Ortega 18G. I'm going to have you be my last question here. I'm at 55 minutes. I can only really do an hour today. So would you like to ask your question? Erica, do you sing as well? Or hum? Oh, you rap. Okay. You rap. That's right. You rap. Honey, I think there's something about your rap that feels musical to me. It feels not just words. What's coming towards me in love? All right. Ortega 18G is my last question, and pile 1, 2, or 3. Well, I think if you're rapping, then I want to offer this. The rapping may be more, I don't listen to rap and I know it has a beat to it, but there may be something about it where it goes like the beat feels more flowy than a hard drum beat. That's the way I want to put it. Because your music and the way you're rapping feels like it starts to have a little bit of a melody to it somehow. And I'm definitely hearing I'll be watching you, and it's like they're mixing the Police with rap or something back from the early 2000s, but I can't grab onto it. All right. Pile number 2. What's coming towards Ortega with love? Assuming that's intimate love, you're not looking for a best friend. Well, maybe you are looking for a best friend. Okay, good. Thank you. Good. Because it does feel emotional to me. It feels almost like poetry to music. That's the way it feels. And poetry is very lyrical. Whereas rap, I kind of think of as a little bit sometimes crass, It talks about the booties, the boots in the fur. All right, here we go. Ortega, love, pile 2. Let's see. We have the Star. That's a card of faith. We have the Ace of Pentacles upside down, the Ace of Wands upside down, and the 7 of Swords. Well, I want to offer this, my little Ortega 18G. Your faith might be waning a wee bit in love. And if you're a young person, meaning if you're under 30, even if you're under 40, actually, but really under 30, it's a very exploratory time. And most people are not ready for long-term commitments because it's not time yet for you to manifest a deep, long-term love. Okay. And right now, you feel like you're not even inspired. This is a little bit upside down. This is a new beginning. But then again, and right now, this is a card of going your own way. So let me pull a little clarification card because I want to know why they're saying that. Oh, you know what? I want to offer this for Ortega. You've been picking gentlemen, or for all I know, you're a boy and you're picking girl. Oh, I shouldn't even say that. Whoever you're picking, forget the gender. There are people who are not serious enough about a relationship. Because right now, this is showing you going your own way. The 7 of Swords is very independent. And then the Knight of Cups comes in. And this is a teenage energy. And oftentimes, it can represent somebody who's, not mature enough for a relationship. But it's also someone who needs to make a move. So I think twofold. If you want to be in a committed relationship, then you will have to take steps to enact your faith to spirit and start telling them what it is you want out of the relationship, and then make some moves. And part of those moves are not dating the boys that are cute, but they're a pain in the ass. Okay. Or they smoke weed and you're like, oh, it's okay, I don't care, but you really hate it. Just don't do things you don't like. Okay. Thank you, everybody. That's so generous. All right. Now, I said I was leaving in an hour, but Sila just, came in. And I'm going to do a quick one for Sila. And so no more questions, anybody. And if you donate at this point, you're just going to give me money because I'm not going to do any more readings after Sila today. I'm going to try to be more consistent. I think I'm through the worst of the disruption, at least as far as, fixing it. So pile 3. All right, Sila, here we go. I'm going to move these cards in here away from each other. Pile 3. Got it. Thank you, everybody who donated. I appreciate it. And thanks everybody who was new in the room. Appreciate you. Thank you, Erica. All right. When is the right time for you to move? Probably when your foot's better, but let's look and see. I was seeing when Jupiter's in Cancer, there's the potential. Are you planning on moving into more of a home than like an apartment or a townhouse or something that would be, and I don't necessarily think you'd be buying a home, but maybe renting, because I'm seeing like more property than I would normally expect in an apartment setting. I'm going with pile 3 for Sila. Here we go. Ooh, the King of Wands. That's what I was seeing was Jupiter in Cancer. So Jupiter moves into Cancer in June. Now, it doesn't mean you have to move in June. Let's look. The 8 of Wands is upside down. That's information. The 6 of Pentacles is something benevolent, and the Strength card is upside down. Okay, this is what they want you to know, Sila. And I don't know, Erica, how you and your mom get along, because I've lived alone a long time, so even my mother would be a little bit heavy after a few days. Currently on an island in a tiny home, but I want to know if I should go back and look at something. I want to offer this because literally, this is really deciding where you want to live. This is Jupiter energy. Okay. Ship her out. And then it's not over quite yet, okay? Because we still need to get a little bit of our finances in order. Something is about money. And the other thing that they're saying for you, Miss Sila, is this is the Fortitude card. This is the Leo card, Strength. It could happen quickly, but I don't think it's going to happen quickly. I think what's most important is that you find somewhere that you want to live, like literally where you want to be. I need to pull one more because, Leo rising, awesome. That means Pluto's in your 7th house or potentially your 6th, depending upon, again, the degree. The High Priestess, I'm telling you, you need to follow your gut. Our Aurora or Aura, I'm 0 degree Leo rising. Pluto is opposing you. And you know what happens when I say this lovingly, when we find ourselves compromised anywhere from the hips down, where there's a fear of moving forward. And my theory is that the further down on like if you hurt your toe, that's one level, your ankle's another level, your knees a bigger level, your hips a bigger level. So there's something about you dragging your foot, no pun intended, because I think what you're doing inadvertently is trying to do something too practical. And Pluto is kind of saying to you, go down underneath to what it is you really want. If you are old enough to be a mom, and for all I know, you could be 15, but I don't think Erica is. I want to say it this way. I didn't think I could live in Laguna Beach, which is considered a wealthy area. I didn't think I could be this close to the ocean. But what I did was I went to Spirit first and I described to them what I wanted. And then I took some steps that I didn't want to take because I was inspired to do so. And those steps had me meet people that then led me to where I live now for 22 years. So I really think that this is more about trusting your intuition than your Leo energy. This is the High Priestess digging deep into the moon. So if you wanted to stay on the island, but you think, oh, I can't afford it, then you need to say to spirit, okay, my foot's broken. I can't go anywhere. Open a space for me to stay here. Aura, I'm just ending now, so I'll be back soon. I promise. I've been going through a really big disruption for about a month, so I haven't been back on track. And I can only do an hour today because I've got an appointment in a few minutes because I haven't been making any money. So yes, y'all are late today, but look for me next Wednesday at 4:00 Pacific time, and I'd be happy to go from there. Again, those that donate, go to the top of the class, and I'm going to be sticking to no more than 90 minutes from now on. So thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful week. Mother's Day is Sunday, so the live on Sunday will not be taking place. We're going to celebrate the mothers in our lives. And for those of you that are not technically moms, but you're the moms of fur babies, congratulations. And even if you're the mom of your own self, happy Mother's Day. And I'll see you all soon. Peace out.